Congratulations, 50 years on the New York Stock Exchange. How's it feel?
Oh, it feels pretty good, actually. It's hard to believe that it's really true. 50 years is a long time.
And for one company to be listed that long is really unusual. What do you attribute it to?
You know, I've thought about that, Kathy, and I think there's maybe 2 or 3 things that jump off the page. So one is adaptability. You know, over that 50-year period, a lot of things changed. There were economic cycles, there were technology changes, there was the globalization of the industry and perhaps even the global economy. So the company has proven its adaptability over a long period of time. I think another thing which seems especially relevant here with all of the things we've heard about the banking industry lately is financial conservatism or fiscal discipline. The company has always managed, despite its organic growth activities and the investments there, along with a very active M&A program, it has managed to maintain a conservative enough balance sheet that no matter how tough things got, the company was able to survive and get through it. And then I think the last point I would make, because I could go on and on here, but the last point I would make is really the culture that has developed in the company. The culture is grounded in Avnet's core values, but it's also performance-based and it's committed to excellence. And so our performance and values-based culture of excellence is permeating the organization. And that's driving the words and behaviors of our team globally. And that strong culture has also been a major contributor in allowing Avnet to survive and prosper for 50 years on the NYSE.
What are the benefits of being listed that long, or even from being a publicly traded company?
Well, you know, I think the primary purpose of being publicly listed at all is access to the capital markets. And capital is like oxygen to a business. You need capital to be able to grow. So Avnet has been publicly listed for all of this time on the biggest exchange of them all. And being there for that long means that perhaps we've got a little bit more confidence of the investor community. That means a little more access and maybe just a little bit better rates. And I think you can see that in the astounding growth in revenues and market share and the leadership position that we've developed in our industry.
This will be the 4th time that you've rung the bell. What's it like there?
Well, the stock exchange itself has been there for many, many years. I'm not even sure when the building was constructed originally. And standing up there on the podium, ringing the bell with the gavel, it's an adrenaline rush. There's a buzz on the trading floor. It's probably everything you might imagine in terms of the excitement. But you know, there's another emotion that strikes me, and that is I'm standing there as the representative of our global team. There's 17,000 Avnetters out there, and all of their work and contributions and talent are the reason why I'm able to stand there and represent them.
I think I know how you'll answer this, but is tech still a good place to be?
Oh, of course. You know, first of all, it's a huge market. Just the products and services that Avnet's currently involved in is over a $1.2 trillion market. And then on top of that, it still grows at 1.5 to 2 times the overall economy. So here's this giant market that substantially outgrows the overall economy. On top of that, technology is always changing. You know, we're not selling wheat or corn or, you know, that sort of thing. We get to deal with all of these great new products and technologies, and that is so exciting, and it feels like we're not doing the same thing today that we used to do yesterday. And I guess the last thing I would say about technology is that, literally, technology is changing people's lives around the world, and we get the opportunity to help accelerate that by accelerating the success of our trading partners.
One of the reasons for Avnet's success and growth, at least in the last few years, has been just a slew of acquisitions. Speak to that and the international growth that Avnet is seeing and will see.
Well, you know, as a distributor, we don't make the markets. We actually serve the markets that are made by our customers and our suppliers. And what's happened is the economy has been globalizing. Our suppliers have been operating on a more global basis. And now more and more of our customers are operating on a global basis. So in essence, we've sort of followed them into what is now well over 70 countries and I guess over 100 acquisitions in the past 50 years. And as a result of that, really making Avnet a global company with industry-leading global scale and scope.
Why isn't Avnet listed on any international exchanges, and do you plan on doing that in the future at all?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think the simple answer is that there is some benefit associated with the presence and being identified as a local company in other jurisdictions, but there's also a cost. There's a financial cost, the listing fees and the cost of maintaining those listings, and then there's also regulatory restraints or constraints that we have to deal with each time we relist the stock. So at the moment, when we look at the balance, the benefits versus the cost, we don't think it makes sense to list the company anywhere internationally at this time, but I wouldn't preclude that in the future.
As you look back on the last 50 years, now look ahead to the next 50 years, what do you see happening, and what's it going to take to keep Avnet on top for that amount of time?
My gosh, I don't think anyone 50 years ago would have thought of Avnet today as a $24 or $25 billion global technology distribution leader. So projecting for the next 50 years is hard. But what I will say is we've got a great market position, we have tremendous financial strength, and we have a wonderful global team and this strong culture that I mentioned to you earlier. I think those things create a platform for us to create a future for this company that is perhaps too bright to even describe. And we've already talked about technology a bit, and if I take you back to our vision statement one more time, our vision is to be the premier company in technology marketing, technology distribution, and technology services. And that creates a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity globally for this company. So I think we're poised for some very exciting times.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations, and here's to a lot more success.
Thank you so much.